My name's Eric Welander. Welcome to my channel, all about building a better smart home in the Apple ecosystem. So smart air purifiers are a small but growing category inside of HomeKit. And today I want to take a closer look at the VOCOlinc PureFlow and if it's the right air purifier for you. So I asked a couple weeks ago on my Instagram stories if you guys use air purifiers, and it was about 50-50 yes or no, but they can be a great way to remove just dust and other guck in your air and make your room clean, make it so, in my experience, you have to dust less, and I just find it a big quality of life improvement. Now, in the past, I've used air purifiers connected to smart plugs, and so you find an air purifier like the blue 411 that I have in my office, and when the smart plug turns on, it will just turn on the air purifier, clean out the room, and then you turn it off, and it's done. One of the advantages, though, of a smart air purifier inside of HomeKit is that you're able to control the fan speed along with the power. So you can connect that to any number of scenes or automations. For example, in my going to sleep scene I now have in our master bedroom, it will turn on the noise machine and it will turn on the air purifier to a high power of the fan. And I can also adjust that at any other times during the evening or the day. So out of the box, the VOCOlinc PureFlow is larger in my experience compared to some other air purifiers, and it's rated to clean rooms up to 645 square feet in size. It connects to your smart home via 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. So there's no 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, but 2.4 works just fine for me. Now, I want to add a special thanks to VOCOlinc for sending me this air purifier free of charge for this review on the channel. There were no strings attached, though. This is my honest opinion. I just want to clarify up front that I did get the product for free. Now, for setup for this air purifier, you'll want to go ahead and use the VOCOlinc app, but in there, it'll walk you through the HomeKit steps. You scan the HomeKit code and you add the air purifier, and you'll want to keep the app on your phone to adjust detailed settings that I'll talk about in a minute. So there are two air intakes on the sides of the air purifier. Now, you want to be sure in setup that you remove the plastic wrap around each of the HEPA filters. VOCOlinc rates these filters for a lifetime of up to 12 months if you're using your air purifier around 6 or 7 hours a day. You can order new ones from Amazon as well as from VOCOlinc directly. Another cool feature about this air purifier is that the particle sensor in the back is removable, so you can pull it out and clean it if that's something you want to do at any period of time, or also just to troubleshoot any issues you might have down the road. As far as actually cleaning your air, it's rated to get rid of a lot of the common culprits like dust, cigarette smoke, pollen, odor, pet dander, and really any particles down to 0.3 microns. And it has a clean air delivery rate, or CADR, of 295 CFM for dust, pollen, cigarette smoke, and that's per 500 cubic meters. So again, this is not an air purifier channel, but I found these specs to be pretty good, average. So I just wanted to note them here in the review. Now, the PureFlow measures air quality on units of PM 2.5, which is a standard unit measurement for fine particulate matter. And basically, the higher the number, the worse the quality of the air. And you can see this readout clearly on the display on the front of the device. There's a nice 3-inch-ish by 5-inch display along with a status indicator light. So if you don't want to think about the numbers, you can just see the color, and that will change from green all the way to a deep red depending on the air quality. Now, most of the time here I see just a green or a lime green depending on what's going on. So speaking of the display, I've been most recently using this air purifier in my master bedroom, and the display and the light are a little on the bright side for my preference at night when all the lights are out. Now, you can change, there's an auto brightness setting. You can also then manually adjust the brightness of the display or the light inside of the VOCOlinc app, so not in the Home app. Now, you can turn those down to completely off, and that's what I leave them at. The bummer is then you can't see the display during the day. So I would love to have some kind of a way to schedule when that brightness changes or something like that. I mean, it seems like something that could change in software down the road, mode, or better yet, just expose those brightness values to HomeKit, and then you can adjust or automate it how you want inside of HomeKit. It's just, I want to see the display during the day, but it's at any brightness level, even the lowest brightness, it's just too bright for me in the bedroom. I want it completely off at night. So keep that in mind if you're interested in putting this in a place where you sleep. As far as the noise, I have been very impressed with how quiet this thing is. It has a low power, or what they call a sleep mode, that they say is around 30 decibels, and you barely hear it. I tried this air purifier also in my office, and I was able to keep that very quiet mode running for long periods of time and just not notice it at all. I mean, you of course hear it a little bit, but it's like not nearly as prominent as you might think for an air purifier running. And then its absolute loudest settings gets up to about 55 decibels. So yeah, you're definitely going to hear that. But again, it's not as loud as I've experienced with other air purifiers. So the device also checks for temperature and humidity, and those values are exposed to HomeKit for automating to your heart's desire. One of the challenges, though, with that is that they don't seem to update very frequently or at all when the air purifier is not running. So keep that in mind as you might be using these for conditions for automations. You really only want to do that when the air purifier is also on and running while that condition is being checked. Now, on the top of the device, there are a variety of capacitive touch controls. I would have preferred to see physical controls, but the capacitive ones work just fine. You press down on the surface near that button, and then you'll hear the machine beep. And if you're concerned about other people in your home messing with those settings, particularly children, they do have a child lock. So there's a lock icon as one of the buttons there. And if you hold that down for 3 seconds, then it will go ahead and lock the top of the device. So none of the top controls, including power, actually work. You can, of course, still control the device through the Home app or Amazon Alexa or Google Nest or whatever you have it set up with. And then to unlock it, you just have to hold down on the lock button for 3 seconds. Now, don't tell anybody that's a secret. So the VOCOlinc PureFlow is not an inexpensive home product, but it's also pretty reasonably priced compared to some of the other competition. You're only paying a slight premium compared to good air purifiers that are not smart. And it is nice to be able to tie that fan speed into automations. When you set the fan speed, it doesn't seem to actually be setting a specific speed of the fan. It's sort of setting a range, and then the fan speed will adjust relative to what it's picking up in the air. And if there's more polluted, then it will run at a higher speed. But again, within that range as based on the specified setting within the Home app. Now, VOCOlinc makes a lot of other really cool smart products that work with HomeKit, including a light strip that's really affordably priced. And I took a look at that and compared it to the NanoLeaf Essentials light strip, as well as a light strip from Mayros. And all those light strips are under $50. So that video is linked down below here on the screen for you to go ahead and check out. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't already for more smart home content in the Apple ecosystem, and I'll see you in the next one.